As you'll no doubt have experienced when you've been shopping recently, this is a great time for bargains. To keep busy, suppliers will be more willing than usual to cut margins, but you do need to ask. There's also an increasingly impressive array of free and open source tools out there. Check out Jane Hart's Center for Learning and Performance Technologies website for all the gen. Efficiency is about doing more for less, and that's a pretty popular strategy at the moment. First step is to get rid of all those nice-to-have interventions which have been running for years but which may not anymore be addressing a current need. The best way to do this is to budget from the bottom up. Don't simply take what you have and make minor changes. Start with nothing and build up, focusing on the value that each intervention brings to the organization. If you develop e-learning content, question whether you have too elaborate and slow a process. Think about more agile, rapid processes which get a solution out there in days, not months. Try to work with small chunks of content, not monolithic courses. And make sure you exploit every asset, whether that's an image, an animation, a video, or a 3D model, as fully as possible by reusing it in multiple online courses, as well as in the classroom or for performance support. Being efficient is not about sacrificing quality. It's about getting the job done more quickly and cheaply. If you put out a poor quality product, then you may put your learners off permanently. But remember that quality isn't about glitz, it's about fitness for purpose. As long as an intervention is relevant, timely, and does the job, then good enough is a reasonable level at which to aim. If you're planning to enfranchise your subject matter experts as content developers, then don't forget that they'll need some training too. The 60-minute Masters is a good solution. It's free and it takes only, 60 minutes. With the best will in the world, no L&D department is going to be able to meet all needs, particularly with resources so tight. Even if you engage subject matter experts to help build rapid solutions, there are going to be far more needs out there than you can begin to address. Of course, there have always been informal learning processes in place to meet these needs, which usually means employees helping each other out by answering questions and demonstrating skills. The difference is that now we have software available that makes it much easier for expertise to be shared within an organization. You're probably already using it out of work. Software like social networks, wikis, and forums. Your role is simple. Just give people the tools to help themselves. And remember that within formal learning, what Harold Josh calls the ABC rule applies. That's anything but courses. Now, you are probably expecting this. After all, this presentation is brought to you by the eLearning Network. But there are really some pretty convincing arguments for getting yourself networked. Take a moment to read what George Siemens has to say about networking. The days when you had to try and know everything relating to your area of expertise are long past. In fact, it's an impossible task because there's too much to know and it's changing too quickly. Networking gets you in touch with trusted sources of information that you can call upon when you need it, whether those sources are human or digital. The e-learning network exists purely to enable those working in e-learning, whether users or suppliers, to interact with each other and to enrich their personal networks. It's non-for-profit and run by volunteers working part-time. If you're interested in e-learning, we'd love to have you in our network.